Welcome back. You're now tuned into Sold in 60, the one and only timeshare podcast in the world. It's your boy, it's your host, Richie Rich, and my right-hand man, Down Payment Dylan. And you already know what time it is, man. We about to get into it. We're back. Another episode. This is episode 51. And today we are talking about, let's see, on the docket, we have managers coming to the table or not coming to the table. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? The next topic is, what's better? Is it in-house or is it frontline? Is it in-house or is it dayline? Next topic, cancellations. Who has more? What department? And how do we prevent them? And last but not least is the grass greener? Is the grass green at your resort? Is the grass green at another resort? Is the grass green in another department? Or should you stay where you at? It's time to get into it, D.
Let's do it.
Let's go, baby. Sold in 60. But before we get busy, this show, episode 51, today's show is brought to you by Believe NYC. Believe NYC is a powerhouse brand out of New York City, specializing in motivational garments. And one of their signature pieces is this one right here, this trucker, the Believe hat. Remember this. This is a daily reminder to believe in yourself, chase your dreams. So big thanks to Believe NYC for sponsoring this show, episode 51. If you want to get your own Believe hat, go to their Instagram page, and it's believe.nyc. That's believe.nyc. Let's get to it. Second sponsor, Nationwide Lending Partners. So that's your go-to mortgage company. If you're a 1099 and you're self-employed, you know how it is with those getting those loans approved because you have a different structure. They specialize in self-employment, people who own their own businesses, and also W-2 earners as well. But if you're looking for a brand new home or a second home, they specialize in doing those mortgages or refinancing. So contact Nationwide Lending Partners. Link is on the screen right there. Go for it. All right. Now, let's get into it, D. Welcome back, man. What's popping?
Yeah, so summer is coming to a close. Is it safe to say summer's coming to a close?
I don't know, man. I feel like we're in the heart of it. I mean, the close of the summer would really be the end of it. I would say right before Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? Like people are still coming through. I mean, look at the resorts is being booked, Airbnbs is being booked, the parks is being booked up. You know what I mean? So I think we're just in the thick of it. I think it's the heart of it.
And just because the summer is over for Floridians doesn't mean the summer's over for other states, right? Everybody's on a different schedule.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much fall into like the same. I think everyone kind of goes back in that September. Some people go back to school in August, like second week of August, maybe, and then there's some that start in September. But I think we're still in the thick of it. Got you.
So it's not over yet. The resorts should still be jam packed. Tours should still be, coming in by the hundreds. If not, you might be at a resort where it might be a little slow for right now. But don't worry, like Rich said, the summer's not over.
I also heard that some people are saying it's a different July than it's been. Like it's slower across the board. I think it's an industry thing. I don't know if people are worried or if they, just not vacation like they are. I mean, one thing I did notice, for those of you that's in Orlando, SeaWorld is doing something rather unique. I think that with the whole new theme park of Epic Universe, SeaWorld is trying to get more traffic. So if you're a season pass holder, they've been blessing people with free tickets to bring extra people.
Oh, wow.
They've been giving out like 2 free tickets here, another free ticket there, just to get more bodies in. So my hypothesis is that they're trying to bring more people because more people are going to Epic Universe.
Yeah. Brand new resort just opened up. If you're here in Orlando, if you're a rep here in Orlando, you definitely want to pitch area growth. Orlando, Florida. We talk about Orlando, Florida a lot because we live here in Orlando. We reside here. And there's so much area growth. There's so many more resorts. There's so many more parks. There's, Epic is here, Nintendo World, the whole nine. So when a family comes here on a 3 or 4 day package, they can't experience all of Orlando in 3 or 4 days. So they're definitely going to be coming back. So don't let anyone tell you they're only here in Orlando this one and one time only. It's impossible.
When you say area growth, I know that's a lot to do with real estate and bigging up the values around the resorts. But, how would you pitch area growth to a person that pitches points? And if the points is in a portfolio or that they own a portfolio, it's not to a specific unit. How do you add area growth in that type of situation?
So that's really going to come down to someone's perception and how you pitch it, right? To me, I would pitch it the same way that I would do an area growth pitch for a weeks-based company, right? I think I shared this with you before. If you own points, your points are in a trust, and inside of this trust is 100 or so resorts, all the resorts within the collection. And as we continue to add more resorts into this trust, add more resorts into this collection, what do you think happens to the value of your trust? Or what do you think happens to the value of your deed? It's going to go up. So I feel like depending on the sales rep, you got to get creative, obviously. You can find ways to implement area growth in your pitch, regardless if it's a weeks program or a points-based program.
Understood. I like that. I think one thing that I would use if I was selling points, because the amount of points that it costs to use your ownership, your time doesn't go up, correct?
It should not change,
It
correct?
shouldn't change. So that means, but the cost of rentals would go up.
For sure.
Right? So that's the benefit. If a person was to rent their unit out, they can rent it for the market rate if they wanted to, but it doesn't cost them more points just because there's a demand for that area.
For sure. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
I like that. So hopefully y'all, that was a nugget that y'all can take with you. So first topic on the docket, man. Managers coming to the table. Does your manager come to the table? Do you not want the manager to come to the table? Should the manager come to the table? Even if you're a top writer and really can close front to back, I want to know your thoughts in the comments, because this is a topic that we talk about off the record for a lot of times, and I want to hear from the people. Like, what's your thoughts? I mean, a top writer feels that he can close on his own, and managers get comfortable with that, and then sometimes they'll just let you go front to back. And I know it's empowering to know that you have the power to do that and you're trustworthy of doing that, but what benefit does it have to you if you close your own tables and your manager eats off you?
If you're closing your own tables and you don't need a manager at your table, you're pulling your own deals, you're pulling your own credit cards, you're closing your own table, and your manager is eating off you, you have nothing to do with the percentage that your manager is getting. Whether your manager is making 2, 3, 4, 5% off each deal that you make, that has nothing to do with your pockets and your paycheck. Correct. You know what I'm saying?
So don't pocket watch, is what you're saying?
Don't pocket watch your TO's pockets on how much he's making on each deal, or, oh, well, I'm closing majority of my tables and my TO's still getting 3 or 4% of my deals. No, that's the wrong mindset to have. You're thinking about the wrong things.
Got you. Well, I look at it like this. I feel like if you're strong and you're closing and you could do it on your own, I feel like inside of you feel good because I don't need them. Go to them other tables. I got it. But there's a time where people, top writer or not, I believe that people appreciate the dance. I believe the dance is part of the industry that we come up with, that we've been in. You know what I'm saying? I believe like the second face justifies the drop. It's a story. Every sale has a story behind it. Why are you getting this fantastic deal or this fantastic incentive? And I believe like if you've been with a person building rapport for all this time, and obviously they trust you, but sometimes people get too comfortable with being able to tell you no, or the real objection. Even if you asking them, because you could tell somebody, you could work up and say, hey, if it was X amount, if it was 100% affordable, would you own it today? They'd be like, oh yeah, if it's affordable. What's the comfortable payment? And then when the manager comes and does the drop, then they backpedal on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the dance is important. I've seen top writers, don't matter if they know how to do numbers or not, they always bring the manager to the table. But I feel like once you show that you don't need the manager or that you're strong enough to make the right decision, these managers may get too comfortable with just telling you go do it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you could go do it on your own, but it's no more benefit to you. They're still getting paid. I'm going to pocket watch. Mm-hmm. I've never said to my manager, yo, if I close this on my own, you owe me a commission or you owe me extra or you owe me lunch or whatever. But respectfully, I think you do have the right to. Now, do I think that the directors and the higher ups want the managers not going to the table? Probably, of course not, because they want to make sure that TO is giving, that manager is giving them, making sure that they make sure that there's nothing there. You could trust in your top rep to be a front to back closer. And even if there's nothing there, I think every manager should touch the table.
Yeah. Well, again, it just depends because the relationship that you have with your manager, he should trust you enough, depending on how long you guys have been working together, he should trust you enough to know what you say is valid. So if you go to your manager and say, look, man, I don't got nothing here. These people are broke. They cheap. They not trying to do nothing. Let's sign them out so I can get another tour. I have managers that say, okay, here, sign them out and get them out of here. They don't go touch the table because they trust what I say. Now, if I go to a manager and say, hey, listen, man, I got these people. They're right here on the edge. I just need them to get a little push. I need a second face. Can you come in here and say X, Y, Z? You know, and that manager should be able to come to the table and say exactly what you asked them because that family just needs a push. So I guess it really just depends on if you're going to your manager telling them you need a second face and he's telling you no, go back to the table and do it yourself, then that's kind of messed up.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you. But how many times have you been to a table and you be like, nah, there's nothing there. You be like, yo, tell the manager, there's nothing there. The manager go, let me just talk to him. And then it turns into a deal.
That's happened before.
So that means that there's a possibility that a second face or a second word of something can turn things around.
Yeah.
So I feel like every manager should hit the table. Even if I'm telling you there's nothing there, it's nothing to lose but a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes to go touch the table and make sure that you know that I know that there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know for sure. Like, it's okay to trust me, but I feel like your money is your money too.
It's your money too.
You only eat if I sell, right? So if it's my rep and they tell me there's nothing there, they may feel there's nothing there, but I want to make sure there's nothing there. Let me just hit it one more time. Let me just show the lowest thing we got, or let me hear the objection myself, and maybe I may overcome it, and maybe they need to hear from it. It's like kids. It's like your own kids who you tell something to over and over and over, but they need to hear from someone else before it clicks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we go to a table or a TO goes to a table and they be like, you said the same thing he said. Because we sound alike. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they has to be heard again, maybe from a different angle or reassured. Like, I just think that
I forgot that old saying, new information changes everything or something like that. It's something about new information always changes, a situation. I'm maybe butchering it, but again, new information. I remember where I had a tour and, it was no all throughout the whole presentation. Even when we got to the back end and I'm showing the numbers, it's still no. Mm-hmm. And I told my manager, let's sign him out. Let's get him out of there. And he's like, okay, well, show them this last number. Show them this last proposal. Show them this last offer. And I went back to the table and I showed it to him. And I honestly didn't have confidence in what I was saying because I already knew they were going to say no. Mm-hmm. And when I went back to present the last offer, the family said, well, can we at least see the unit? And then I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. So I ran downstairs, got a key, took him to the unit, ended up turning into a deal, and I'm getting ready to sign him out.
I could say that the managers, and I know some places call them TLs for team lead, and some places call them TOs for takeover, and any other acronyms I don't know about or anything.
TO, takeover. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, the moral of the story is they're very knowledgeable. They've seen many families. They've sat on many tables. And a lot of them watch the body language, watch the dynamics of the table and can feel if you got something or not. But I also feel like regardless how much confidence you got in your rep, you should at least give it a shot. Bump the table, do something. You know what I mean? Unless you're just extremely busy, got to get it. You're sitting on multiple tables, you got a deal working over here. You really feel there's nothing there, then don't go. But if you find an opportunity or chance to go to, then go to. And then let's talk about that. You have some reps that are new that they still get that treatment regardless. You know what I'm saying?
What treatment?
I'm not going to your table right away. I'm going to focus on this deal over here. I know this deal is hot right here. I'm going to focus on this one. You got to wait for me. She's got a hot one. She's my top rep. He's my top rep. You know what I'm saying? I know he smells something there. And now you waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you think that they would train people how to do their own drops? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you knew, you don't really know.
Yeah, and plus they don't want you to mess up an opportunity. They'd rather you just get them to want it and let the manager come in and do their thing. Yeah. For sure. But as we talked about it, on the last episode, if you want a manager to come to your table, the one and only thing you have to do is pull a credit card.
Get the credit card.
You know what I'm saying? If you pull a credit card, if a manager's on the table and you give them a little signal like, you wave the little credit card in the air. He's supposed to get off of that table and come to where the credit card is at. You know, that's the game. That's how it's supposed to go down.
The problem is if you use your own credit card as if it was.
Oh yeah, I've done that before too. Yeah. That's funny.
And then now they know you FOS and they ain't coming back ever again.
Yeah, but you know what else is funny too? When think about the people that give you the tour in the morning, like whatever their name is, the person that passes out the tour or calls your name to let you know the tour is ready.
The tour does.
What if the tour does told you before they gave you your tour, hey guys, you know, this family, broke family, they smell bad. They came in on a bus schedule. They didn't even, you know, drive here, and we ran their credit and it's terrible. They actually, you know, qualified their F credit. But anyway, it's a good shot. Here you go. Here you go. Take the tour. Now, how would you feel taking that tour with the tour that's telling you some shit like that?
You know, that's a great question. And I think that's a great segue into the next thing I want to talk about. But how would you feel? I think you have to give every opportunity 100%. You know what I'm saying? I think in this business, not everybody wears their money. Not everybody you can tell if they can purchase or not. It's just we've seen the weirdest things happen. You see people with no teeth, ripped up shoes, purchase. You know what I'm saying? And have it all. So I don't take that as a way of judging. Like they probably shouldn't say nothing about it. But if they did say that, they're still gonna get this work. You know what I'm saying? You sign up for a presentation, you're still gonna get everything we got to give.
But on the flip side of that, wouldn't you feel a little better if they came to you and they didn't say none of that negative stuff and they just came to you and said, here you go, Richard, here's your tour. It's a good shot. Good luck. That's all the information you had about it. Wouldn't you feel a little bit better going into that tour?
Absolutely. I mean.
So with that being said, sales reps, when you go get your TO, don't go get your TO complaining with all the negative stuff. Don't lead with all the negative things. You know what I'm saying? Because now how do you think he feels coming to your table?
Well, here's the deal. When you go to your manager, you're supposed to give them a few different things, right? What's the hot buttons? What's the angle of selling them? You know what I'm saying? The key details, you know what I'm saying? From your discovery. And what happens if you're on a tour and your discovery is basically they telling you, yo, we've done many of these. We would never buy. We don't like it. We heard it's a scam. We, all these different negative things. You don't have much to go back to the manager and tell them because you're really giving them back what you discovered. It's hard to not remember. Sometimes some places do what they call a halftime, and some resorts you should just game plan. Period. You should always game plan with the manager. But what if they've been telling you all this stuff? And you don't really have the strength to overcome the objections. You're going to tell the manager what they've been saying, so the manager is prepared to say, "Okay, we're going to beat them with this. We're going to overcome it with this." But sometimes you have to tell them the negatives. You know what I'm saying? So they can prepare for the battle. Okay, they told you they don't want to have 2 maintenances. Okay, this is the strategy we're going to use. Or they told you that they've been on many presentations. Okay, this is the strategy we're going to use.
Yeah, but at the same time, there has to be some positive. You can't just come over with all negative. You can come over with your negative, but make sure you have the information to say, oh, yeah, but they are spending $2,000 a year on vacation and they do vacation 2 or 3 times a year. Like, put some positivity in it somewhere.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you found some positivity because some people will come on the store and just hammer you, knowing that they're trying to beat you up and be like, yo, we would never do this. We do presentations all over the time. You should see the last guy. The last guy got upset that we said no. We don't believe it. My friend bought one and canceled. And we just do these, and we know you're going to offer us a package down the line. We know you're going to bring the other guy, and the other guy's going to drop the price 3 times, and we're going to keep saying no.
You do get tours like that.
And then what's your angle now? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the positivity in that? Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to tell them how it is, but there's always a strategy to beat. I mean, if you could stay professional and not be mean, right? You can tell people, like, how many times do you want to keep taking your family to do this presentation, taking 3 hours out of your day from vacation to coming from a sales arena? How many packages would you purchase? And what that adds up to is non-ownership at the end of the day. You continuously renting, right? And you taking time out of your family when for the same amount of money you could have owned, not have to do this and travel elsewhere. You know what I mean? So I think that there is a way to spin it, but they still need to know what they're up against so they can structure it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So speaking of that, let's talk about them tours though. So Unqualified tours. Here we go. Unqualified tours, slipping through the cracks. Is it the marketing department that's wrong? OPC that's wrong? Pushing people through that really don't qualify? Like I've seen people who just met on the weekend and they're on a presentation. Or really
You mean the couple just met each other?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm talking about there's a convention going on. They got hit by the marketer, you know what I mean? And it was like, yo, we don't really live together. And they're like, don't worry about it, just say live together, and then they get on tour. They don't, and some people tell them like, oh, there's a qualification. Do you make at least X amount? And they'd be like, nah. And they'd be like, well, you got to say you make X amount so you can take this tour. Like, what do you feel about the marketers? Because I don't know what they call them at other resorts. Some places call it OPC for off-property contact, if it's frontline. If it's in-house store, it's on-property contact. But some people just say marketing. So when these people book these tours and they know that they're bringing people in that's unqualified or, what's your thoughts? Should we take the opportunity or should we be trying to NQ them, which is non-qualified?
Let me give you a funny little story to answer your question. My mom reached out to me and gave me a coupon, a little coupon to the Indian restaurant down the street. It was $10 off your order, right? Whatever you order. Long story short, we end up using that $10 coupon, but guess how much food we ordered? We ordered $50 worth of food, right? So 50, take away the $10 coupon, we end up spending $40 with them. Now, if we would have never had that $10 coupon, chances are we would have never went to the Indian restaurant, right? We're not just waking up saying, oh, let's have Indian food today, right? We just wanted to use it before the thing expired, right? Oh, $10 off, whatever. We end up spending $50. So the point that I'm getting at is the resort doesn't, unqualified tours, who cares? Right? I don't qualify.
I'll tell you who cares.
What? The rep?
A rep who's watching their numbers, who's like,
for sure, absolutely. But the resort doesn't care. I need my sales reps, if I'm a resort owner, to see as many families as possible. Right? Some are not going to buy. We get that. But the ones that do buy, guess what? We got them for life. They're locked in, right? They're locked in with a $300, $400, $500 payment a month for the next 10 years. And they're locked in for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 maintenance and taxes for the rest of their life. It's well worth it. So I don't care. Get unqualified people, qualified people, no teeth, all teeth. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. One of the shows coming up, we're going to have a marketer on the show to tell us the strategy and the mindset behind that, because I would love to hear what they go through, because they get a lot of beef between, because you got some people that come in and there's some people that work that tour desk that the reps or area managers always beefing about the tour that they brought up. This one's really not employed. This one was just here last week. Like there's a lot. But respectfully, did you NQ people when you was like?
I did for sure, absolutely. But you know what? If I was to keep it real, I probably NQ'd a lot of deals that could have been potential deals.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I didn't NQ a lot of people. I didn't really know how to focus on the NQ. For some reason, my mindset was give it a shot. Most of the time it would be my manager that would be like, "Oh, that's an NQ. Why you didn't catch that?" Or But I feel like you said, I believe that there's the people that want the product be the ones that really can't afford it sometimes. I think whether you don't make the money or not, once they get in front of you and they see the product and they see how exciting it is, they're gonna want it. So I just feel like I don't look for the NQ. I just go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if it's some stupidness like, yo, I'm still married and I gotta talk to this one, that's a problem. If the spouse is in the room, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if it comes to income or nothing like that, we're gonna make them want it.
Yeah. And another thing that we were talking about before the show is when sales reps are complaining about their tour. Oh, they're just here for the give. Oh, they're moochers. Oh, the OPC lied to them. That's how they're here. Whatever the story is, guys, you got to understand that you should know this stuff already. That should be a given. Of course, the people are here for the $100 gift. Of course, they're not trying to buy anything. Mm-hmm. Of course, they only came for the free cruise. Of course, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's coming in here with a credit card waiting for you in the lobby. So stop with all these excuses on the family. Mm-hmm. It's a tour. It's an opportunity to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that day.
Fact.
Would you rather do that, or would you rather go work hourly flipping hamburgers? Which pick and choose. You know what I'm saying?
Or handing out samplers, saying bourbon chicken. Bourbon chicken. No, but
I'd rather be in $1 million resort walking around, $1 million property for 4 hours out of the day and make $100,000 a year.
No, you made a good point. There has to be, there's a hook, right? We pay them or give them some type of incentive to come for their time. So yes, they come in for the $100. We've turned many of those people around. But
that's up to the sales rep to turn them around, not the OPC, not even the TO. It's the sales rep that has to turn them around. The TO is just there to make it affordable, to work the money situation out. It's the sales rep's job to turn it around, right? Don't tell me, oh, well, the OPC lied to them and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, the OPC got them there, right? Now it's your job to do what you got to do to take their focus off whatever the OPC lie was and get them to focus on securing future vacations for their family.
Yeah, but collectively we all play a part, right? So you got the OPC, the marketer that's enticing them to come see the presentation, and then you have us doing the presentation, and then you have the dealer solidifying what they purchased. Everyone plays a role. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's part of it. So, we all playing that game. Like, one of the shows when we have the dealers on, they call them dealers everywhere, or QAs, or what they call it. What's the other things they call them?
The QAs, the dealers, the people that do the closing, closing agent. Yeah, that's
to have them pull up and tell us like what role they play. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them make sure that the families are comfortable and secure, and that's gonna go into cancellations. Like, I mean, are the dealers or QAs, do they get hurt by cancellations when people cancel? Some places
some dealers do. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Some people, I know some dealers that shake. I say shake the tree, but they like shake the tree to make sure that people are solid before they even get through dealing.
Because they don't want it to come back on their numbers,
right? Because it affects them in certain ways, and I'm eager to hear like how they get paid and how that penalizes them if someone decides to cancel, because it affects their pay as well. So not only is the rep not getting paid commission or charged back, but they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So speaking of cancellations, where do you think there's more cancellations? Would it be a frontline or in-house?
I don't know the answer to that. I honestly don't, because I've worked both front line and I've worked both in-house, and I've had cancellations on both sides equally.
Equally is crazy.
Equally
is crazy.
So I don't know who has I would assume frontline, as you said, right?
I didn't say that on the show. I said that behind the scenes.
Okay.
But as you can see, so y'all know we be having conversations every day, all day about this stuff. But the truth is, my opinion, I believe that a dayline or frontline would have more cancellations than in-house, because I feel that there's more buyer's remorse that lingers. It's a different type of sales, the same day sales, the first time they've been in that arena. And I think that, the ether's high, they purchase, and it's a commitment that not everyone's willing to make. I think that in-house, they're already in the game, and it's a different situation. They've already been using it, and they determine if it works for them or if they need more. So we're gonna get someone on here that really knows their stats for their resorts, because there's some people that watch that. Cancellations are high in certain areas. Just like this, I feel like with the front line and the day line, their expectations for their reps are different than for in-house reps. Like their criteria for VPGs, volume per guest, may be different, way different than in-house, right? So one of the topics that I wanted to bring up to you was, which one is better, in-house or dayline? And why does, and when I say dayline, I mean frontline, why does in-house have bigger deals?
Okay, so which one is better? Which one is better as in funner, or which one is better as in more money, or
which one is okay? Both, because you got to have fun. And they say, which one is more fun, in-house or dayline?
Oh man, well, it's always more fun when you're making more money. So in-house, I would say it's definitely funner. Than,
so you just said you making more money in-house?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Why is that?
And that's because the people already have the owners already have skin in the game, right? They already own, whether it's a 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, or 100 points, 200 points, 300 points. They already own. And when they come in on a in-house presentation, your job is to create a problem to make them think that they need more timeshare, more weeks, more points, and get them to buy, right? But in Frontline, they have no skin in the game. They don't own. There's probably not enough trust there, and you have to sell them the dream on the possibilities of what could be for them and their family versus someone that's already been owning for 2 or 3 years that's just trying to fix something that's wrong with their current ownership.
Got you. Well, you said that in-house may be more funner. Mm-hmm. Why isn't the Frontline fun?
No, Frontline is fun. Frontline is fun for sure, absolutely. The thing about the Frontline is the reason why there's not big deals like that is because, again, what I just said, these people probably don't have the trust to spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 with you on the first go round. They might spend a good 10, 15, maybe a nice little $25,000 deal with you. But that's about it. But no, Frontline is definitely fun too. It's fun. It's all fun. Selling timeshare is fun.
I understand, like we said on the last show, I think we said there's no in-house without Frontline.
Yeah.
And my thought process is that in the Frontline, your job is to get them into vacationing and into the process, the system of enjoying your life and understanding what the vacations are like, right? But I also think that even though somebody may be spending or on target to spend a lot of money, they go the safe route and spend the lower cost of entry.
Yeah.
Now they spend the lower cost of entry and then they realize, okay, I'm working it, but now that I've been using it, I realize that I need more. Mm-hmm. And that's why my thoughts is why the sales are bigger in-house, because now they understand how it works and understand where they want to be. That's one thing, right? And things change in life, you know? We bought a 1-bedroom to start with. Now we had 2 kids since we came back. We want a bigger unit. Now that we've vacation here, we got the travel bug and we want to go multiple places. That's one way. Or what could have happened was they were sold something that never really fit their travel lifestyle anyway. And after using it, they realized there's no way this is going to work for us and we have to upgrade to something better for us to even be happy, or else we're going to be stuck with something we don't have. Mm-hmm. So I think they're equally as fun. I think convincing anyone to enjoy life and to experience the luxuries of resort-style living, which is a home-style living, anywhere over the world is a great thing. And we should always have fun with the process because we always know they're going to have resistance.
On both sides, front house and in-house. You know, there's going to be objections for sure.
It's the same sequence of, the psychology of the brain. But we should always have fun. The minute you stop having fun, the minute where this becomes stressful. Yeah. Know that they're going to spaz out and say no and tell you no's. You got to get through no's to get to a yes. Know that they're going to have objections and you just got to overcome them. Know that you have to say certain things to get them to start saying yes to something, And I think that once you have fun with that, you always have fun on either side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. And once you learn the process, it's kind of hard to forget the process, right? You could learn the process and not take a tour in a whole year and come back and, never miss a beat.
Nah, you could forget the process. Let me tell you how. Because one day you're going to get a sale without doing no process. It was that simple. You was chilling. You was just like slacking.
That's true.
You went off. You said something. It was like, yo, we'll buy. And then you're like, damn, is that easy? I'll do it again. And it happens again. It happens again. And then it stopped working. And you still keep doing what you're doing. And this is where that whole journal thing comes into play. And this is where that going back to the basics, makes sense or really comes in, because sometimes when you cut stuff out and it's working and then you realize that you're not selling, when you evaluate yourself, you be like, damn, I don't say this no more. I don't say that no more. I used to say this. That's what I'm doing. So that process is there, the foundation. But when you get really good and you confident, you could cut some of that stuff out. But if you find yourself not selling and you go into a slump, check yourself and you realize it was because you took out a lot of stuff out of your presentation.
There was this lady that just graduated out of her class, let's say maybe like 2 months ago, right? So she's been on the floor for like a month, going on 2 months. She told me, "Oh man, I can't figure out why I'm going through a little slump right now. Maybe it's been like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks since she sold." She said she's going through a little slump. I'm like, really? What's going on? She says, well, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't did a pencil pitch in several presentations, right? It's been a couple of weeks since I did a pencil pitch. And I'm like,
that's the foundation.
How are you not doing the pencil pitch?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you?
Foundation.
You just graduated 2 months ago and you've already ditched the pencil pitch. Like, you don't even do it no more. Like, what's going on? It's crazy.
Yeah, I think because somehow she got a sale without it.
Exactly. And now she's like, oh, well, I don't need to do it. Exactly what you said. Yeah, for sure.
So, last but not least, is the grass greener on the other side? Is the grass greener at another resort? Is the grass greener in another department? What's your thoughts?
The grass could be or could not be greener on the other side.
To be or to not be.
That's what it is, because I've been places where I said, nah, this ain't it. I got to go back over here on the other side. And then I've also been places where I'm like, wow, I never knew something like this existed. You know what I'm saying? So that's to the eye of the beholder. You're just going to have to go to the other side and experience it for yourself, in my opinion. What do you think?
You just never know. I think in this industry, the problem is when you have a coworker who has left where you were and go somewhere else, they may be excited about it, and that's contagious. Oh, is it better? Oh, what they paying? And sometimes people just tell you, it's popping, it's this, it's that, it's that.
And they haven't made no money yet.
No.
They going off of the person that recruited them to come over.
Correct. And, it becomes a thing where, people want to jump ship from where they are and go try something new. And I've seen both sides. I've seen where people have left what they're accustomed to, looking for more success somewhere else, and then realizing that it's not what it was pitched to be, and then they ended up coming back to where they left. The sad part about that is there's some companies that will make you, and I hate to compare this to, if this, I'm on air, so forget it, I'll say it, but if I was in a rep room and I was talking to somebody, I would basically say, like, look what they did to such and such. Like, the same way they did slaves, they would hang a slave in front of the masses to put fear in them so that everyone sees, like, this is the consequence. I've seen places where they'll hold that person up. Come up here to the front of the room and tell people, was the grass greener? And that person be like, nah, it wasn't all that. This is where home is at, yada, 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 yada. So it puts this fear in the people, like, don't ever try to leave. Don't ever try to bounce from where you are.
Yeah.
Because you think it's cracked up to what it's being, it's not. And look at this cat, he came back.
Yeah, but that's that one cat that came back.
But I've seen it happen multiple times. Like, it's strong enough to make you be like, yo, so I've seen this 5 times already, so maybe I shouldn't, maybe this is all I got. And that creates a fear for people to be like, all right, yo, I got to make it happen here. You know what I'm saying? So they ride it till the wheels fall off. But there's some people who, sometimes you have to know your value, right? You have to know your worth. And if you feel that you're not getting your worth at a place that you are, then you have to be confident enough to know to say that I could go get it somewhere else. But the moral of the story is the grass greener? You won't know until you go see it for yourself. The problem is you may not have the option to go back if you feel the grass is not greener, right? So,
if you leave on the wrong, it depends on how you leave. Are you putting in a 2 weeks notice, or are you just not showing up to work?
I don't even know if this industry requires a 2 weeks notice. Like, do they even respect that? This is not like your regular corporate. You know what I'm saying? I think the minute you say, yo, I'm trying to go somewhere else, I'm going to leave in 2 weeks, they'll be like, yo, you know what? Don't even worry about the 2 weeks. Go ahead tomorrow.
Yeah, but will I be allowed to come back on good terms?
Probably not.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never been in a situation.
So now I can't leave? What do we do? This is a cult or something? What's going on?
I just think this is not the type of corporate place where, you give your 2 weeks and it's like, oh, this is his last week. This is her last week. We're going to do the going away party. It's like, yo, matter of fact, because they don't think your head is in the game. You already tell me you leaving? You're probably not going to give your all to these opportunities that we about to give you.
That's true. They say don't have a plan B, too. They say that.
So go ahead. You can slide, but respect. Shout out to anyone who's made a move and was successful in that move. And even if you wasn't successful in that move when you went back, at least you tried. You know what I'm saying? Because again, what Wayne Gretzky quote? You only missed 100% of the shots you don't take. So yeah. I mean, if you didn't try to go level up somewhere else, then that's on you. You stay stuck in that situation. But is the grass greener? You don't know. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know people that left one resort to go to another one because their friends were there, and they didn't like it. It didn't pop. It was either this or that, or too corporate, or this or that, too structured, or whatever. Or maybe they didn't like the product or whatever. But so sometimes you just gotta go see it for yourself or ride it till the wheels fall off where you at.
But if you do go to another place, don't be those people that get to the new place and always compare it about the place that you just came from, right? Don't you hate those people in the rep room that be like, oh, well, at my resort, we did it like this. And over here, it used to be like this. And over there, we're allowed to get asked for the owner's information and get their phone number. Here, we can't do it. You're at a whole nother resort. Drop it. It's over with.
But you know what's whack too? When you go from another resort and then you're in the training class and the trainer continuously references where you came from. Not like this place and it's not like this place. And you guys are not, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs to drop where they used to be and just have a clean slate.
For sure.
Straight up. So to the moral of the story to end that one, it's like, listen, y'all, we don't know. But if you're looking for a place to work and you want a plug, we are so plugged in to every resort that you can imagine. So if you're looking for a spot and you want an inquiry, you want to get an interview with somebody, hit us in the DM of the Instagram page. That's the best way to contact us. The Instagram page, the direct message, whether you're looking to purchase products, goods, services, one-on-one coaching, or even just get a gig, get a license with Richdale School of Real Estate, or if you're trying to get to a particular resort, hit us up. Like, we are so plugged in. In store this year will be more recruiters connected with us, where they'll let us know when the next class coming out, and we'll be able to share the different resorts that's hiring for the season. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a rep, new, in-house, frontline, whatever you want. I love it. Like, we are so plugged in.
Listen, I used to, many, many moons ago, I used to work 9-to-5 job, working in the kitchen, flipping steaks, for $13, $14 an hour, thinking I was doing something. And I got introduced to timeshare, and the money that I've made in timeshare could never compare to a regular 9-to-5 job, right? There's no way I would have been able to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. The most I've made in timeshare is $8,000 in one day. It was one tour. She bought two separate units from you, $50,000 and a $30,000. That's an $80,000 deal. 10% of that is $8,000 that I made in one day. I would have never been able to do that flipping burgers. You know what I'm saying? So if you're listening to this, you're on the sidelines, you're on the fence, you're looking for a career change. Maybe you're tired of doing whatever it is that you're doing. You want to get out of the rat race, definitely look into the timeshare industry, for sure.
For shizzle. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I mean, that concludes today's episodes. Like, shout out to everyone that's doing their thing. Shout out to your summer. Hopefully it's a good summer, a great summer. The summer is not over. Still go hard. Show big. I said last show, don't sweat the pendants. Pendants come good. You know what I'm saying? They're on vacation. They couldn't put it all on a credit card. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep grinding, keep changing lives, keep, showing people how they can travel the world, because vacations are important. We got one life to live, and these kids will remember these for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Dylan.
I'm going to leave y'all with this. For the people that's already in the game right now, right? You've been in the game, whatever, less than a year. Ask yourself this. Have you sold a $100,000 deal yet? You're probably thinking, no, I haven't sold a $100,000 deal yet. Okay, let me ask you this. Have you asked somebody to buy a $100,000 deal yet? Mic drop. And that's how you get sold to 60.
Peace.